are going to win the world championship.
Edwards. Oh, Edwards! They are advancing to the Western Conference Finals for the first time in 20 years.
Oh, it's on, ladies and gentlemen. Oh, yeah, baby.
Welcome to Wolves After Dark. Timberwolves win again, 147 to 111 against a depleted Jazz team, a tanking Jazz team. But we were also missing Nas and Ant. Either way, if you're new here, like the stream. If you're not new, you're here, you already like the stream. Subscribe to the stream. As always, this is brought to you by 4th Generation Flooring and recently brought to you by Ashwin's Game. Chicken fried dice. We talked about it last time. We're going to talk about it again today. It is sponsoring the score system, the brand new beta score system. And then we also have, of course, the tier list brought to you by 4th Generation Flooring. Oh, well, this was like an all-time vibes game. Not like the best game of all time, but like very fun. Very fun. That thumbnail, though. Hope everybody ate the breakfast. Oh, my goodness. Yes. Got some new thumbnails. I'm still saving some of the really good ones for some big moments. They're going to be controversial, I think. There was already a controversial one where I had some longer hair and people were saying that I was doing some questionable things. It's all in good fun. Creative, insightful, ball movement for the win. I hope Ant is watching these games as every teammate catches and gets unselfish. Yes, I do think, I think I'm a part of this. I do think, though, that there's an element of this year where Ant was just playing so well that it was kind of like, I kind of just want Ant to be cooking. And everybody else was so bad. But that is for the exact reason that you're saying, is that we need more ball movement. And we just need more movement in general, guys. It's just so fun to watch Ayo Dosunmu play basketball and Bones. It's crazy. So, Uncle Joe better be A1 or I'm going to riot. You guys got to decide. It's up to you guys, okay? I'm letting all of you decide what Joe Ingles is tonight. We're rolling. And this is important. This is a super important win. We are technically right now, games are being had right now, but we're technically 4th in the standings. Which is fantastic, but the Nuggets and the Rockets are both playing tonight. And actually, I don't know what the scores are of those right now. I can check for all of us. Looks like the Nuggets are losing by 10 in the 4th right now. I hope that continues. And the Rockets are losing by 12 right now. Of course, it's to the Lakers, who are also in the standings race with us. But I don't know. As long as one of those teams loses, I don't care, I think. I'm pretty happy with either of them losing. That's good. LFG indeed. Let's get these comments on screen here. What am I doing? Well, good. I'm so glad to see you all here today. Honestly, I was not expecting many people to show up today. The Discord, which is fine. Again, you guys don't have to participate in the Discord, but the Discord was silent for the first 5 minutes of the game. But that's okay. Just like the Timberwolves, we like to show up late. I feel like I'm a little dimly lit today. Too much? Just right? We'll see. Horse-sized kangaroo. Love it. That was WOD controversial. I remember the thumbnail. It was controversial. I was totally not expecting it, by the way. I was so taken by surprise with the comments in that because I'm just going through Snapchat filters and trying to see whatever looks crazy. That's all. Love having a bench again. Indeed. And I think that there's this chance that Ant being injured, I know this was kind of our coping view a couple days ago. There's a real chance that Ant getting injured like propels us through the playoffs because if we, especially, TJ started off super rough tonight, and I'm not even going to say that he necessarily had a fantastic game overall, but he had moments tonight and he was able to get into a rhythm late. Jalen Clark even hit a couple threes. Who else? We had literally everybody played tonight other than Julian Phillips, Freeman, and Zakarski, but I think Zakarski was sent down today. I don't remember, but like everybody, we had so many people play decent amount of minutes because we were up by like 20 or 30 going into the 4th and extended that. So it's just good to have all these guys get into a rhythm. Today, I was telling people in the Discord, when we got to, or I was watching today during my work shift. If my boss is watching, no, I wasn't. But I was watching game 3 of the OKC series because we won that game. And I was like, we won it by a ton. Actually, very similar score, I think. I don't even remember what the final score was, but we won by like 40 points or something like that. Um, but um, it was like seeing TJ, the energy. He came in the game and had 5 points in 1 minute and almost had 8. It was crazy. And to see him get some run tonight, and shout out to Finch in a small way, because TJ was not good for the beginning of this game. I really did not like TJ in the beginning of this game, yet he kept putting him out there. How many minutes did he end up with? He ended up with 20 minutes. I think he needs this because he looked discouraged. There was a couple plays early on where he's fouling a little bit, he's getting turnovers, and then like his turnovers are leading to buckets on the other end. You kind of see on his face, and it's like, give the opportunity. You have to, especially in a game like this where you're handily winning. Got to give the opportunity, and I do appreciate that from Finch today. I want the Lakers to lose. They're winning too much. They are winning too much, Capo. It's like alarming. And the one thing I will say about the Lakers winning so much is that it makes me feel less about losing to them, or less bad about losing to them. This has happened a lot, to be honest. In the Anthony Edwards era of the Timberwolves, there have been teams when we get disappointed, and I was super disappointed about that Lakers game because I was like, this is a game that I thought we were going to take so seriously. But throughout the Anthony Edwards led Timberwolves, we've had these games like that where it's like, we should have won. I'm very disappointed. And then you look and it's like, oh, this team went on like a 7-3 run in their next 10 games or something like that. And the Lakers right now are like 9-1 in their last 10. It's crazy. So it makes me feel a little less bad. However, still a playoff team in the West that we will potentially have to go through. I'm still not super, super worried about the Lakers. They're a little funky still. I'm more worried about them than I was last year. I will say that. But I mean, hey, if they can be at the top of there and we can be right behind them, then we don't have to play them for a while. So, let's see what else. If Io can carry the team without Edwards for a while, the Timberwolves will be fine. Yeah, I mean, Io scoring this well and playing this well. I mean, he's playmaking. He's doing so much. He had 23 points, 9 rebounds, and 6 assists. Pretty fun to watch him. And I hate that the one thing that I think of is like, okay, well, if we have to blow it up next year and trade for Giannis or somebody, I like him being a part of, because we wouldn't have as deep of a team next year if we were to do that. So I like it. I'm just saying. Only letdown was that tonight was a missed opportunity for runs. There was a point in the third quarter where he got the ball out beyond the third quarter or the 3-point line, and I was convinced. I was like, "Wait, this is totally the game. This is totally the game. It's going to happen." Unfortunately, did not. But Phillips is in Iowa too. Okay, that makes more sense because I was like, "This is a perfect opportunity for him too." And I unfortunately wish we could have seen him. I've kind of enjoyed watching him play a little bit. I hope AE5 comes back refreshed with an outlook similar to Randall. Exactly, Nick. I think we were talking about this last stream too. 1000%. Totally agree. The Wolves looked the exact same way when Randall went down for a month. Yeah, I mean, was it a month? I felt like it was longer, but maybe it was only a month. I think it was Dante. I'm combining Dante's injury plus Randall's injury last year. But either way, I think that there's just a good way to come back from this for Ant, and there's a bad way for the team to react because we can't. I'm not so much necessarily blaming this on Ant being selfish or something like that. I think it's more that his teammates look at him and be like, hey, Ant is this special player that can take over. We should be giving the ball to Ant. And when in reality, because Ant's always been a selfless player, I know in the clutch, he's a little bit more selfish, but like throughout the game, he's very selfless. He does pass a lot. And I think that maybe doesn't get recognized as much. So I think it's a little bit more on the teammates that are playing right now to understand that they do have value and need to contribute for the team to be successful. It cannot just be an Ant only team. And then Ant and Randall kind of have to figure out their cohesiveness together. Like they've been okay overall as like the past 2 years, but they just need to get back to what they were doing late last year and we'll be good. So I'm so mad I missed the whole game. Oh, Butterfly. Looks like an amazing game too. You could watch this game over again. This is fun. Fun from start to finish. It was really a good game. Seriously. Super fun game. I flipped out seeing Io. Io is, by the way, vibes leader recently. Tons of vibes coming from Io. So $5 super chat from Ryan Robinson, briefly giving up anarchy for, oh my gosh, I can't read this, for socialism, seizing the means of production and sharing the load. The perfect 5-7 game. Absolutely fun. Also laptop fun. Indeed. I appreciate that. Also, we do have some, for anybody else that wants to participate in the laptop fund for Ashwin, we've got links. I didn't put the link in. I meant to put the link in the whatever it's called. Scan this QR code. This is Ashwin's thing. You can sign up for $1 to support. It's his Kickstarter for Chicken Fried Dice. Please do. But I appreciate you, and I appreciate the super chat. But yes, thank you for the super chat, for real. Appreciate you as always. Proof that Ant plus Julius and two very high usage non-point guards that do not move the ball or do not move off the ball are not the best fit. Yeah, Ant plus PG or a point guard plus a Randall plus a point guard, and I think obviously we're gonna choose Ant plus a point guard. I'm this is too early, way too early, and we're still focused on the playoffs this year. But is there a world in which we could get Kyrie next year? I know he's going to be old and coming off injury, but that's an interesting one to me, because if you throw Kyrie in this team too, ooh, I like it. There's probably other players that I'm not thinking of that are going to be available. I mean, of course, if we could get somebody like Steph, but I just think Steph's staying in Golden State. Ant and Steph are close, but I don't think it's close enough to get us there. But Io keeps doing this. We may have a new starting lineup. This is maybe the most interesting thing to come out of the last two games. I would say that most of us probably aren't super surprised in this. Dante has just not been playing super well. Not that tonight was so terrible for Dante, but again, just like still only 9 points tonight. Not bad shooting particularly, but it was a fine game for him. We'll get to the tier list, and we're about to get to the tier list probably anyways. But Io just looks, it's just so much better when he's out there. It's just the eye test, the actual stats too. I mean, he was a plus 26 tonight versus Dante's plus 14, whatever that's like less important, but 23 points to his 9. Io just looks like a starter, and this is the time where you could look at the roster having Io. And this is why, again, I think that Tim Connolly kind of cooked this trade deadline, because now you can look at the roster and be like, okay, well, let's say we get first rounded in the playoffs this year. We're probably not keeping Randall, and we're probably, I don't know what that means. If we're getting rid of Randall and or Jaden or somebody like that, who are we getting in return? I mean, it would imagine probably closer to the Giannis kind of a deal. So, you look at that and it's like, okay, well, I can see a roster where we have Io as the point guard, Ant as the 2, player X as the 3, and you just start to see some of the things that could happen, and like Nas at the 4, Rudy at the 5. Some of those combinations aren't perfect, but you can see something kind of come together. And if you have a Giannis team in there, and then you have the bench with the players that need to keep being developed, which is the big question mark for Finch, but it's something. Kyrie plus Ant would feed families. Oh my gosh. I would love it. I would have loved Kyrie 5 years ago, but yes, still crazy. But yeah. Let's see. Ant, Randall, Rudy, Jaden, and Io starts insane. I mean, that's 2. You don't even have to change it that much. I still think I don't know. Randall's the one that I'm just not 100% sure on, because he's been too up and down, I think. So I don't know. Anyways, I think we should get to the tier list. I think it's about that tier list time. And as always, if we get to 50 likes in the stream, we will be doing a giveaway. We gave away tickets yesterday, and it was Peanut Butter and Jelly or whatever their name is in the Discord. I don't remember. They've won tickets twice in a row because nobody else has signed up for them. Which, join the Discord. We're giving away tickets. But anyways, we might have to get them tickets for Friday, because now they're 2-0. We got to get them winning every game. But as always, the tier list is brought to you by 4th Generation Flooring. Like the stream, and we'll be back with that tier list. This episode of Wolves After Dark and this tier list are brought to you by Fourth Generation Flooring, a local family-run business and a Wolves After Dark member with 4 generations of experience in carpet and vinyl flooring, 1 skilled crew, careful furniture moving, and competitive pricing on quality stocked products, plus access to a huge special order showroom. Fourth Generation Flooring, quality work done right. All right, and as an update, the Grizzlies are now winning 114 to 105 with 4 minutes left. Good sign. And the Lakers, it's still halftime, same score. So, anyways, tier list time. Now, I just pushed out some updates to this. So if it bugs out, it's okay because it was just a Jazz game. And we're all going to pretend like we didn't see it, okay? Right? Deal. And I'll keep you updated on the scores of everything. Okay, let's get into the tiers. For Utah, by the way, Sensabaugh had 41 points, and the only other players that were in double digits were Collier and who else? Bailey. Everybody else, single digits. They had a bunch of people play too, but obviously they're missing Keontae George, Walker Kessler, Jaren Jackson Jr., Lauri Markkanen, and Nurkic. So, I mean, basically missing a starting 5. I mean, that's a lot of bigs, but still. Pretty crazy. It's a pretty crazy one. I want tickets, says Butterfly. Well, you got to be. I'm tagging everybody when I do these giveaways. Apparently, nobody wants to go. This graphic looks dope. I appreciate that. Thank you. Pretty cool, right? We're going to make it even better throughout the season. But as always, we're going to let the tier list dictate who goes first. And it's Yohan Beringer. Everybody get your grades in for Yohan Beringer. You can read the grading matrix down here. And this is based on expectations coming into tonight. Only about tonight's game, based on everything that we've seen before tonight's game. What did you think this player was going to do? Were they better or worse or the same? Okay, Yohan only played 9 minutes. I was actually expecting him to play a decent amount tonight because they called him up because of Nas being out. So I was like legit looking forward to it. I was thinking we were going to have like a 20-minute game from him. Probably could have afforded it, but Rudy obviously was dominating the whole game. So it was nice to have Rudy out there and really kind of not steady the ship because it was never really that big of a problem other than the very beginning of the game. But it was still, we got some minutes. He looked kind of like his normal self. Did I even say his points? No. He had 2 points. He had 7 rebounds in 9 minutes. Woof. Garbage time, but still, he had a block. It was 1 of 4. There were some times, I mean, again, he's just a smaller guy. He has gained some muscle. There were some pictures on Twitter there. They were showing that he's gained a little bit. But he's still just he's having guards kind of push him out of the way for some rebounds at times. Or not even rebounds, just like positioning. You know, he's just not able to do that. But no, I don't know. I think he was fine. I don't have any super strong feelings on him. He was probably exactly what I expected. Only thing is that I expected him to play more, but that's not on him. So we're going to do fine for him. Fine for Yohan. Next up, Jalen Clark. Basically, we're going to grade everybody, I think, tonight. There's like not a single person. I was hoping for the same, but at this point in the season, he's not playing in the playoffs. That's true. But I guess, like, you know, if we get to a point where we have locked up a certain seat, like if we're guaranteed to not be a play-in team, but also probably not have a chance at like the 4+ seed, which I think is probably likely. If we're locked into that 5 or 6 seed, I'm down to play him a lot more. He just needs to get some run because you're right. He's not going to get any in the playoffs unless there's catastrophe. Or we're up so much that he needs to play. So something crazy. Anyways, Jalen Clark, first time we've seen some extended minutes for him, still only 10. And I think he played a little bit in the first half. No, I'm totally making it up. Never mind. All minutes were in the fourth quarter. He had 9 points. Oops, where did it go here? He had 9 points, 2 rebounds, hit 2 threes, and had some of his like pokeaways too. It was okay. It was also fine. Fine. I still have a Fanatics gift card because I wanted a Jaden Trees. They came back available. I think they actually are available right now. I got one for my wife a couple weeks ago. JC was also fine. Yeah, I don't know. I don't really have any strong feelings about this. Again, though, I think it's great that I mean, honestly, it's maybe a little bit better than fine, but I am down to put it as fine just because, you know, I mean, low key, maybe he's nice. I don't know. I really don't know. Pug says Jalen Clark, it was nice because of our expectations. That's kind of what I'm saying. I think our expectations were pretty low. I'm like, guys, I was considering getting rid of the Clark County jail tier because when do we ever see him anymore? And when do we ever see Clark County jail level defense from him? Not often. I think it's probably nice. I'm going to go nice. That's a good call. That's a good call. I like that. And next up, Io Dosunmu. Get your grades in for Io. I already know it's going to be pretty high, but regardless of what the grade is, it's just so fun to watch Io play. I love it, and I want more of it. He only played 27 minutes. Nobody played over 30 minutes tonight, by the way. Fantastic on a back-to-back. He had 23 points, 9 rebounds, 6 assists. Again, a triple-double watch. We're going to have an Io Dosunmu. Has he ever had a triple-double? Because he's kind of teased at it 2 games in a row now. 3 steals. He was a plus 26. He was 7 of 13, 3 of 5 from 3. He had 6 of 7 from the line. Did have 3 fouls, but I thought he played pretty good defense tonight at off ball and on ball. It was this was a really good game. This was a really good game. HSD IO 52 wins easy next. HSD 52 wins or HSD 52 minimum. I'm definitely at 52 minimum. This was at least a great game. HSD, incredible game. I think everybody, it is okay. And then Butterfly with the A1. Butterfly's never going to forget this game. I think I'm in between, to be honest. I know you guys are a little bit more leaning towards HSD. I'm like in between, and I'm kind of halfway in between. So I think we're going to go with the rule here. Oh, I was just thinking we should do a coin flip thing. That'd be kind of fun. But I think we're going to go up for a win and down for a loss. We won. So I think I'm going to go up to HSD. I think it's a little bit tierflation-y. I think this is vibes-based tierflation. But I might be okay with it for today. Because the other thing that you could argue is that we have high expectations for him now. But this is still, I'm just saying, watching him out there and the production that he's getting with Ant out it's so valuable, and it's just so comforting to know that we have a player like this, so that if Ant got in foul trouble, or he's not the same player, but there was a moment where it kind of looked like he was trying to take over in an Ant-like role. Obviously, he's not that level of player. Maybe he is hidden, but I don't know. It's the Jazz too. That's true. Did everything except turn the ball over. Yeah. Nobody played for the Jazz. Yeah. I'm going to say HSD. We're going to say HSD. Next up, Joe Ingles, Chief Vibe Officer. Get your grades in for Joe Ingles. And I'm letting you guys determine this. I do not want to be held responsible for whatever you guys are about to do here. Joe Ingles played 7 minutes, had 7 points, 1 point per minute, had a rebound, a block. He had a block. Why did I miss that? He was 3 of 4, and he hit a 3, had 1 turnover, but obviously incredible vibes. And based on expectations, blew it out of the water. A1, 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 HSD. He was going a little crazy at the end. A1 or nothing for Jingles. Okay, fine. It's A1, but let the record show that it was you guys. This is a good question. I'm not going to talk about this mid-tier list. We can I'll star this and we'll try to see if we can talk about this later, but it is something that I wanted before the season. Wanted is a strong word, but thought about. But I don't know if he wants to come to Minnesota, to be honest. Anthony Cash is not a terrible one either. They're kind of hidden over here. We need to make these a little bit more visible, I feel like. But yeah, Cash is maybe a little bit more fair. Wow. I think Denver's going to lose. Okay. He's A1. Fine. You get it. A1 Joe Ingles. There you go. Love to see it. I'm telling I'm telling my grandkids about this Jingles performance. Okay. Next up, Kyle Anderson. Get your grades in for Kyle. I lost Kyle. Okay, 22 minutes. He had 8 points, 3 rebounds, 6 assists in a very similar looking game to last night where he had some very Kyle Anderson moments. Again, I think these last 2 games have been the quintessential Kyle Anderson game against the Timberwolves when he played with Memphis. I feel like this is just so much that game where he's affecting the game and it's just annoying from the other side. He hit that buzzer beater 3, not a 3. Had a steal. He was 3 of 6. Honestly, he was pretty good. He was pretty good. I don't have a problem with this game. I mean, obviously, this isn't like some amazing game. It's probably KA fine, nice. Slow-mo was nice, super solid. Cole on Twitter says, and just like that, we're back in 4th place for now. But maybe, if the Lakers win, and well, it looks like Denver's going to lose. So he has been impactful. It's weird. It's unfair to him because, it's not as flashy, but low key, I'm in between nice and fine because this is pretty close to what I expect. But then you have the moment of like the buzzer beater 3 and, everybody was doing the Bones Sully tonight. That was pretty awesome. But I think we'll go up. We'll do the rule where we go up to nice for this. He's nice tonight. Okay, next up. I read Cole's second comment. We need to get that 3rd seed. I hope so. Get your grades in for Bones Highland. Another fun Bones night. Another very vibey Bones night. He had 18 points in 25 minutes, 3 rebounds, 2 assists. He was a team high plus 30. And I'd say it felt close to that. I think it felt good when he was out there. He was 6 of 12, 3 of 7 from 3. Did have 3 turnovers, but whatever. He's taken up a lot of the ball handling, and 2 fouls. And also, I think he was fouled on a couple that he should have been called, if I'm remembering correctly, on the turnovers. I might be making that up, maybe. But awesome games. 52 wins. Busy Bones. HSD or 52. Joe Ingles is back. 52 HSD. 52 for Bones. Bones range has been crazy. It really has. It's been nice. I think it's 52. That's my initial thing. And again, all of this we're grading immediately after the game. So all the time what happens after this is that I'll go back and I'll start watching highlights and I'll be like, oh, I should have recognized Jaden doing this more. Or I should have not put Dante in A1 for the 7th consecutive night. Things like that happen after. But at the moment, because Io's game felt better to me than Bones. But again, this is based on expectations. And my expectations for Bones when Ant is out and like this, it's probably somewhere around here. But this was still such a fun game. We're going to go 52. 52 wins. Next up, TJ actually gets a grade tonight. He played 20 minutes, 8 points, 3 rebounds, and 3 steals. He was 2 of 4, hit 2 threes, hit 2 of his free throws, 2 of his 4 free throws. Only 1 turnover, did have 2 fouls, but 2 fouls in 20 minutes for him is like legit a miracle this season. I don't know what his pace has been for fouls per minute, but the fact that is even the words that are coming out of my mouth shows you how bad he has been with defending and fouling. Now, I'm not saying he was a good defender tonight because there were times where he was behind again, fouling again. But to only get away with 2 in 20 minutes for somebody that has been like getting 3 in 5, like we'll take that win. And again, I just, I watched that game 3 against OKC in the playoffs last year and see his energy coming into the game. We're getting that from Io. We're getting that from Bones. If we could also get that from TJ and have those 3 come in, like I get it. It's probably too late. He's not going to play in the playoffs now just because the season has not been good for him. But man, if you can get that working out, this season would be awesome. But if it's next season, and if it's next season after we've done some kind of a major rebuild, um, I'm still in on it. It's the problem with TJ always, and this is not about a tonight thing and more about a future thing. He's just old for a young player because he's older than Ant. And we're still waiting for a lot of development things. Whereas with Ant, of course, Ant's a different player. Ant's like a generational face of the league type player. And I know that TJ is not that. But it still is like the trajectory. There's just, by this age, it feels like we should be getting to a point where things are pretty close to polished and you're just like honing in on some things. But I don't know. I don't want to be too hard on him because everybody learns differently. Everybody has a different path in life. And he was injured this season. So I do want to give him that too. But anyways, back to tonight. Not going to go on some crazy long rambling about TJ's career. But tonight, I thought he was pretty good. Honestly, I'd probably go into nice because I think that it was like 50-50. But I have no idea what you guys have said. What did you guys say? Nice. Okay, TJ was nice. I'm going to go nice as it. Yeah, exactly. I think Nick, again, we're like, Nick and I have these moments every like 20 days where we are exactly aligned. Like sometimes I wonder if I'm typing what Nick is saying. But yes, for sure, Butterfly, 100%. I totally think all of the injuries that he's had this year have set him back. And I think, honestly, I think it's not even so much physically set him back. I think it's mentally. I think he needs to get, and that's why I think this game could be super important for him. He needs to be able to fail a little bit to get back to his old self. Because last year, it wasn't like it was just a couple games where TJ was good. Like he was legitimately coming into the game and having similar impacts to like how Bones has this year. So I like it, but I think we're probably above expectations, which is a nice. We're gonna go nice for TJ. Who's up next? Nasri did not play. I'm so glad he did not play. By the way, thank goodness. I did not want to see him play tonight. As we mentioned in the last stream, he was hobbling around the last game, and today I'm sure he woke up and was very sore and was not capable of doing that. Guys, I lifted weights for the first time, and by weights, I'm talking about like 5-pound dumbbells. And I have been sore for 2 days. And he landed with all of his body weight on his ankle and played a basketball game and was questionable coming in tonight. I was questionable coming into this after lifting those 5-pound weights. So shout out to Nas. I appreciate his tenacity and toughness to try to play, but I'm so glad that he didn't. Shout out Nas. Appreciate you. Mike Conley played. We don't have old tier. This is the first time Mike has played gradable minutes, and we don't have old tier anymore. He was probably old, but honestly, he looked kind of spry out there. He was moving. He had to take a couple weeks off, but now he got the WD-40 working on the knees. He played 7 minutes at 0 points, 4 assists. He had one heat check, vibe check 3 that if that would have gone in, I was going to be so pumped, even though we were up by 35 at that moment. But I didn't hate his game tonight. I thought he looked pretty good. And I think that, again, I haven't been this like massive Mike Conley hater so much this year. It's just that the amount of minutes that Chris Finch was playing him early on in the season was just unacceptable. Like, it's just not okay. So I don't mind, especially again, I mean, he's getting too old probably to, like, I don't know if he's coming back next season, but like, he's a player where like, if we got down to bad situations and we had injuries to everybody that you can consider a guard, like I'd still throw him in there. Now, of course, that's not like your ideal situation. That's why it's like the third or fourth option, but I still think he has some amount of something left in the tank to do something. But tonight, it was fine. I think it was fine. I don't have any super strong feelings about tonight. Old, but fine. Stop tear flating Minnesota Mike. Meh. Oh, you went meh. I forgot we still have meh. Went unnoticed. I don't think he went unnoticed. I mean, I guess I was really paying attention to him, though. Meh. Fine. Let's see. What else? Rest well, St. Nasrian. I think he looked fine. I don't think it's meh. Again, it's one of these situations where I'm probably in between. I'm probably in between meh and fine. So I'm just gonna go up because I'm in between. We're gonna go fine. I think we're gonna go fine, and we're gonna hear about it in the comments. I'm sorry, I'm not even gonna look. You guys scare me. Avoiding confrontation. Jaden, 26 minutes, had 17 points, 3 assists. Had one stretch where he shot like 5 threes in a row and made 3 of them. That was awesome. I think that was the end of second quarter, if I remember correctly. He was 7 of 15 from the field, 3 of 7 from 3, no free throws, only 3 fouls. Again, this is like almost identical stat line. I think he was 17, 6 and 1 last game. Let me see. What was he? He was 17. Oh, I totally made that up. He was 16, 7. Okay, I was close. 16, 7 and 4. And tonight he's 17, 2 and 3. I don't know. It's one of these situations where I don't know that I'm so much. I mean, I'm starting off so negative. It's not like I'm trying to be negative towards him, but when Ant is out, what I hope all the time happens is that Jaden ascends into this player that is like, oh wow, this could be like a major player if they got more usage, both for trade value and for our own team's value. And tonight it was just Io going crazy, and then Randall. So the thing from Jaden that I want though, when Anthony Edwards is in, is honestly pretty similar to this game. Like I would want him to be getting maybe not 15 shots, but like if he could get like 10 to 12 shots or something like that and make like 4 to 6 of them, that's pretty reasonable, I feel like. But also play the same level of defense that he does. But Butterfly loves Jaden McDaniels. Guys, did you know? I did not know that. Jaden was fine. I expect more from Jaden. Nice, lovely, great, big duck. This is crazy. Jaden, 52 wins below Bones. Io, Bones, Rudy, Randall all had better games. Oh, for sure. For sure. Totally agree. June is here. June says nice. Yeah, I mean, I'm being a little too negative, I think. I don't think he was really that bad, but I do kind of agree with Murray here. Both this, more so this. I expect more. But I think what I'm trying to say is like I do kind of expect more from him. However, other players had it going. It's the same thing that I've said about Ant in the past, where I've given him kind of a pass on like lower scoring nights when other players had it going. Because it's kind of like, well, like I'm not saying that I want Jaden to start taking away from Io's scoring or Randall's scoring or, even Bones' scoring. All of them, I feel a little bit more confident in making buckets. So it's like, I do expect more, but at the same time, am I going to take away from him and his grade because the right things happen? I don't know. Nice is fair. I think we're going to go with, I don't know what we're going to do. Nice. Yeah. I think it's similar where I'm in between. I've been in between like everybody tonight. I think we'll go to nice. Again, it's a little tear flatey. This was a very vibey win tonight, so I'm a little more willing to tear flate. I've been thinking about adding like a button on here someplace that's like a little switch, so that you guys can know if I'm in a tear flating mood or in a pessimistic mood, so that we can kind of also factor that in when we see people like Joe Ingles in A1, so that you don't think it was like, wow, Joe Ingles had a 30-point game. But yes. I think it's fair for him to be nice. Next up, Dante. I don't know why Dante. This order is so random. Dante, get your grades in for Dante. He played 26 minutes, had 9 points, 7 assists, 3 rebounds. He was 3 of 7, 3 of 6 from 3. Honestly, without even, kind of unnoticed. And I feel like it's unfair to say to him because he does have those hustle plays. I hadn't so much noticed them tonight. Maybe I just missed them. But it's hard to grade him right now because I would assume he was just playing so well that it's kind of like, well, I don't know that I really want to see Dante that much right now because I really like seeing Io. But that's not fair to Dante for his grade. For the team, I want to see Io. For Dante's grade, it's kind of just unnoticed. I don't have any strong feelings about it. I'd like him to get hot too, because we need him to be shooting really well, catch and shoot threes, so that when Ant or Julius or whoever kicks it out to him, We have an option out there because it can't. When Ant gets back, I mean, Ant is going to take a lot of the usage back. Of course, I hope he does, but he needs the others to be hot too. So Dante was fine. He's fine. Fine. Wow, he's a Dante hater now. I'm gonna go find. Wow, you guys are all above me. I was gonna say meh, but it's probably fine. I think we're tear flating. I've tear flated Jaden a little bit, tear flated Mike a little bit. I think we tear flated Joe, but we'll live with it. I'm just happy to see somebody in A1 for once. We'll put him in fine. I'll put him in fine. You guys had to convince me to raise Dante's score. What world are we living in? Okay, who's up next? Julius. Get your grades in for Julius. 21 points, ends his streak of 30-point games. 21 points, 8 assists, 4 steals, 2 turnovers, 2 fouls. He was 7 of 10, didn't take that many shots, but he was effective. It just worked. I mean, this version of the team that he's playing, I mean, he's just able to kind of dominate. It wasn't like crazy dominant, but like, early on he had it going. What did he have in the first quarter? He had 13 points in the first quarter. Wow, I thought it was 8. He had 13 points in the first. And then he was basically done for the night. He's been doing that a little bit. I mean, he didn't play the fourth, but and as Jim Pete said, thank goodness. I don't want him to have to play in the fourth. I want these players to rest. But this was a good game from him. I don't have any problem with this game. Joe is where he should be. This game is the best of his career as a Timberwolf. I mean, you're not wrong. That is actually true. 52 wins. I think it was nicer 52. Kind of where I am. Dubious Randall. He's meh. Whoa. Never tear playing. Thank you, Beth. Thank you. I love the Dante deep three. Same. Julius has been, I mean, maybe not incredible. I don't know if I'd use incredible, but he has definitely been better recently. And if we can keep this up, especially when Ant comes back, the thing is if you have them playing at a good level together, depending on the opponent, you're giving yourself a massive chance. A massive chance. HSD with the steals. I agree with that. The steals are HSD. I think it's 52. We're going to go 52. And as somebody said, we're going to put him above Bones. I got to see if this is even possible. It was very awkward last time. There we go. Okay. 52. All right. Is Rudy the last one? Yep. Rudy is the last one here. Get your grades in for Rudy. Revenge game against the Jazz. Rudy had 21 points. He is the second highest scorer on the team, tied with Julius. 12 rebounds, 2 blocks, and 1 steal. Honestly, the numbers aren't showing as, I mean, they look great, but he was more dominant than his numbers say. He caused so many neverminds and so many just crazy rush shots. Now, some of them went in, but he was bothering people so much defensively. He was dominating offensively. I mean, we were obviously getting it to him early. They just didn't have anybody that could really, work with him. Like, nobody could really handle him. So we were able to dominate that early, which opened up the entire offense. Rudy got flagrant fouled. He didn't flagrant foul somebody today. It was a dominant game. He even hit 3 or 4 of his free throws. Very, very good. Very, very good. 52. Rudy did it. Yeah, I know. It's going to be a nightly thing now. But Rudy was HSD OMG. 52 wins, baby. HSD. 52. HSD. Wow, we're so split on this one. I do agree that we're in this territory, but I don't know. Rudy, my defensive god. Now, again, not saying this to you, oh gosh. I'm just saying this to myself before I get too hyped up. We are playing the Jazz team without all of their top 6 players. But he was, regardless, dominating in an NBA game. Big Roo is HSD. Between HSD and 52, I think it's probably HSD. This was dominant. This was just dominant game from him. I really don't have any major complaints. I think it's probably I think this was an incredible game. I'm gonna go HSD. I'm still gonna say that Io's better just because based on expectations, because Rudy, this is not such a crazy outcome. If you gave me a multiple choice of 4 things that happened this game, like this would not be like the last thing that I chose. Like this would be probably one of the top things that I chose. So it's kind of expected. But Ios was better than I expected. Now he's very quickly rising in the ranks. So there's that. But this was a great game from Rudy. Super, super good game. And Ant did not play, our sweet baby boy. Hopefully, I really hope he comes back because I'm going home to Minnesota next week, and I got tickets, mind you, very expensive tickets to the Pistons game that I was really hoping would be. I mean, it's still gonna be a good game, not just because he's not playing. Also, Isaiah Stewart is out, so I'm for a week or something like that. And I'm like, okay, I want him to be back, and I want Ant to be back. I want this game to be rowdy and close, and have the Timberwolves win. But regardless, I'm glad he's out. The thing I will say about Ant and his injury, reading between the lines and some of the things that beat reporters have said, specifically some of the things that John Krasinski was saying, it seems like it's a little bit more like it's possible he could be back in a week or not like a super long time. But my guess is it depended on it was depending on some of the outcomes of this week. Now we're 2 of 3 in these games that we need to win because we also play on Friday. And who do we play Friday? I keep forgetting. It is Portland, and Portland can beat us. But next week is the hard week because next week, Monday, Wednesday, Saturday, we have Celtics, Rockets, Pistons. All 3 of those games are going to be tough. It's going to be very tough games. So a win against Portland is massive because if we lose against Portland and the Celtics, and depending on what the Suns do, it could put us in a nasty situation where we might have to bring Ant back early because it doesn't sound like he's super injured. It's more of like a precautionary thing. So I'm kind of down to just like let him. I just want to have him sit. So Beef Stew wants all the beef. I know, for real. Ant was Wancho. Where is Ant, by the way? Why is he not on the bench? He was not on the bench tonight, right? That's just weird to me. That's weird. If we beat the Celtics, everyone should be A1. Yeah, if we beat the Celtics, that's crazy. That's crazy. Celtics got everybody basically back. They're looking pretty good. But well, now let's go on to the brand new. Oh shoot! It refreshed everything when I did this. Who did we play tonight? The Utah Jazz, and we won 100 million to what did we win? 111. But now let's move to the new score system brought to you by Chicken Fried Dice. If you haven't already, please. Oh, where is it? Link in the top right corner of your screen. Scan it with your phone. Any phone will scan. If you've never used a QR code before, it works. Takes you right to Kickstarter. You can support for as little as just a follow, but also there's a $1 option. There's also, if you want to get the game yourself, there's plenty of options there. You can go all the way up to crazy deluxe versions where Ashwin signs it for you. Check it out. It's at 500% of its goal right now, which is incredible. And I hope that it just keeps succeeding. Obviously, we're wishing the best for this to happen for our Ashwin. So please do support that. But let's get into our score system, which we still need a name for. I still need you guys to give me a name, a good name. Now, I've changed some things since last time. So now we have like the minus and the like we talked about. So we've got that. Okay. Now let's see. Where are we? We won. Boom. Love that. That's a good thing. Okay. Fun factor. This game was like high on the fun. So now just to remind everybody, because it's just changed, goes up to +5 or -5. So this is kind of like meh, kind of middle of the tier list, if you will. Obviously this is like the most fun, the least fun. So that's kind of where we are. Very fun for sure. I'm saying like, honestly, we're at least in a +3, +4 territory. Like, I don't know. We're probably looking at +4 because we had like everybody go off tonight. We had Joe Ingles go off. We had, everybody played really well tonight, as we saw with the tier list. So it's pretty good. I agree, Murray. I agree. We're going to go +4, I think, for the fun factor. Game drama. So there was a little bit of pushing and shoving. There wasn't really that close of a score. I mean, it wasn't nothing, but um, it's kind of, I don't know, it's kind of middle of the road to me. I don't really have super strong feelings about this. Early on, the Jazz were leading in the first 5 minutes of the game when the Discord was silent. But I don't know. You could maybe say +1. I don't know that anything really took away from the drama. And also, drama is not necessarily only bad things like fights. There was a flagrant as well. I don't know. -1 or 0, +1, +1. See, I'm kind of, I think reminding myself of some of the things, it's kind of a +1. Honestly, I kind of wish I could do 0.5. I'm in between everything tonight. I apparently can't make any decisions. We'll go +1. We'll round up, but I think I'm closer to 0 than I am. I don't know. We'll do +1. There was an amount of drama tonight, not nothing. So we'll do something. Memorable moments. So we did have some memorable moments tonight. We had Joe Ingles do the bone celly. I think we had Kyle Anderson do the bone celly after his buzzer beating. We're going to call it a 3. Bones did his crazy, what was that? Like Rondo-esque play. There was that. I mean, Rudy just dominating. That was just a memorable performance. Io. Who else? Well, we had a Jaden alley-oop. We had some good memorable moments. Honestly, though, I wouldn't say anything was like crazy good, but we're probably, hovering somewhere in the 2 to 4. That's kind of where I'm honing into right now. +5. I'm going to remember this legacy Uncle Joe game forever. Honestly, I'm not going to forget this, as somebody said earlier, this is like his best game as a Timberwolf. When players actually listen to coaches in place, yeah, for real. +3 is fair. I think +3 probably is fair. Only things that we're going to reserve +5 for are like crazy dunks, crazy game winners, things like that. That's what we're reserving that for. So funny moments. I feel like there were a couple, but I can't remember them off the top of my head. I need to start writing these down when I think of them. Because what was the funny moments tonight? I mean, Joe Ingles hitting. I mean, yeah, all the things I just said. Everybody hitting the bone celly. Yeah, or Toronto dunks. Things like that, like crazy poster dunks. Lots of good bench moments tonight. Good bench energy. Yeah. Rudy making a 3. Oh, yeah. Well, Rudy breaking a 3, we've already got it down here, and it adds additional extra credit points. So it's a thing, Tycoon. It's a thing. We could go probably like +2. +2, I think. There were some funny hairballs. Yes, there were. That's true. And the refs. Yeah, what did I missed it. The ref said something about feet at some point, and everybody was laughing. Dude, Rudy making a 3 is like, I don't know what to do. We have to have like the most special stream of all time. It has to be in a good game though. Like tonight would have been the perfect game. If Rudy hit a 3 tonight, gosh, guys, I would have had to like develop a new tier list that like exploded and had fireworks and everything for real. Also, I've never heard that ref talk before. Never have I heard that ref talk, and I heard him talk multiple times tonight, but I've seen him a million times. Anyways, star performances. So your stars, obviously, Ant was out. Every single star for Utah was out. I don't really have any super strong. And again, I think to go negative on these, we have to have things like actively take away from the game. Like you'd have to have like Ant have a 5-point game, or I don't think them not playing makes it be like super negative, at least not all the way. Like, I guess the star performances, and this is the thing that we're gonna have to figure out together, is like, the stars tonight were like, I mean, Io ended up being a star, but like Rudy and Julius, what were they like tonight? It was okay. Honestly, I'm kind of right in the middle. Maybe right in the middle. I don't know that I have any super strong feelings. Yeah. And then overall vibes. Everybody get your grades in for overall vibes. I'm curious to see what everybody says about this. This was a vibe game. This was like one of the best vibe games of all time. So I don't know that I'd necessarily go +5 because, there's still some things going on in the season. We're still not comfy. I mean, we're the 4 seed right now, but like, obviously, wow. And the Rockets have retaken the lead. So we're the 4 seed for now. But after we're done with stream, you guys are all going to have to tune into the Rockets Lakers game and see what happens. But this was a high one. I'm thinking 3, maybe 4. Vibes were great. Vibes are high, +4. I mean, really, you're only missing like Ant vibes from this game. And if Ant was there, you're getting those vibes. So that's kind of what you're looking for. I think it's fair to do a +4. I don't think we did not get chicken today, right? We got no free chicken. Sad. No Rudy Gobert 3. Should have had a Rudy Gobert 3. My goodness. And then, of course, no Ant poster. There it is. Another highest score that we've ever had. Incredible. Let's log this game as well. Let's see. Did this work? It did. Look at this. We've got all of our grades. We're 3-2 since doing this. And we've got all of these up here. Look at this. This is pretty cool. Wow, I love this. And eventually, I'm trying to develop this so that we could have some fan votes, so that you guys after the game or while you're watching stream could like go to a website or an app even or something and like log your own information for both the tier list and for the score system. Because I think it would be cool to have the combination, because of course everything that we do here on stream is kind of a collaboration where I'm like the executive decision maker. But like, I know that there's a lot of times where you guys disagree with what I'm saying, and I'd love to have a fan vote here. I think that would be cool. So anyways, we're on the up and up. This is good. This is by far the best game that we've ever had. So pretty neat. We've got all the stats here. It's pretty cool. Still going to be doing some more, and this is all beta. We're all going to figure it out as we go. I love it. That's pretty cool. Okay. Well, next game is Friday, as I mentioned, against the Blazers. And the Blazers are going to be looking for revenge. And the Blazers have stuff to play for right now. So as of this exact moment, where are the Blazers? The T-Blazers. They are in the 9 seed. They're only a half a game back of the Clippers, who lost today for the 8 seed. And they're only a half a game ahead of the Warriors for the 10. So they are going to be very motivated. Have they played yet today? Did they play? They won today. They beat the Pacers. So they're going to be motivated. That's an important game. Wow, the Lakers have stormed back now. Guys, this game is crazy. But this game on Friday is the last of our, like, what I would consider not incredibly difficult games. I'm not guaranteeing a win by any means, because Portland can win. Portland has a good team. But next week is the really tough one. Next week really I mean, I know we still have plenty of games left after next week, and it's only 3 games next week. But we play Boston, the Rockets, and the Pistons. And those 3 games are just going to so greatly determine our fate for the playoffs. Because if we win 2 of those 3 games, and let's say we also win against the Blazers on Friday, it's not a guarantee, but there's a pretty high chance that we would be we would be out of the play-in comfortably. Because right now we're 3.5 games out of the play-in. Which would be good. We need the Phoenix losing more would be super helpful, because without Ant, I think we can manage to be a 500 team or close to 500 team, even against maybe some of these tough teams. But it'll be interesting. It's going to be interesting. Take fan calls. StreamYard allows it. I know. Actually, are you saying you want me to do this right now? Because I'm about to end stream. We do need to do this, though. And Butterfly, I'm down to have fans on. Maybe we could try it for the next stream. You guys want to do fan calls? We could do that. Should we do that? I feel like that should be like, should that be end of stream or early stream? I don't really know. Portland is also trying to get, yeah, exactly, Crown. Exactly. Maybe an open doc, a Google Doc with the tier list on them, and you can, yeah, that's another thing we could do. We'll see. I was going to say, if we went 2-1, if we go to, I mean, I think that the Rockets is definitely possible. And depending if Ant is back, because Ant could be back for the Rockets game too. It's not impossible. But if Ant was back for the Pistons game, like, let's say if for some odd reason we lost the next 3 games, I think they'd probably bring Ant back to be like, "Hey, we got to lock in the top 6," you know. But if we win against Portland and then steal a game against Boston or the Rockets or both, then I think they're going to be a little bit more like, okay, Ant, take your time coming back, because then the next game is the Mavs, and then we play the Pistons again on a back-to-back with 76ers. That could be a time for him to come back potentially, but you know, I also don't want him to be out too long, because I don't want to go to the playoffs and have it be like, oh, Ant's ramping back up again, because I don't love him coming back from absences. Even 1 game absences, I feel like he comes back and he's rusty. It's crazy. So early stream, I know. See, that's kind of what I'm saying. I think early stream probably works. We could do that. We could definitely do that. You don't have to tonight. Yeah, no, I don't think we're gonna do it tonight. We've already apparently streamed for an hour. This is crazy, guys. But early, and we'll Butterfly, you could be one of the first, or you could be the first. Yes, do the fan call stuff right after starting the stream. Okay, we could do that. And I'll put up like a QR code or something for you guys to join. And then I think I have the ability to just like add in people as I want, I think, hopefully. Might have to, hopefully not too many of you join. Try like one at a time or something, but we could do that. But we'll see. Oh gosh, that's not true. I've met Butterfly. Well, I guess I don't know that that's true. Yes, that's how it works. I think. I don't know. I don't know anything. We could try it. I'm just scared because I think that you can hear people when this happens. I don't know. Like, I have to add people to the screen. I just don't know if it does that. Yes, I have seen you, Butterfly. I love longer streams, not gonna lie. Yeah, I've thought about this recently. I've thought about making the streams longer, but it's a little tricky because it's just a long time. You know, I would love to do this way more because I have so many thoughts, and like these after stream games, it's tricky. I mean, I know it's like our thing, but that's like how we found our little like niche here. It's fun and I like doing it, but it's obviously like I have so many thoughts. Like I said earlier, like the next day, I would love to do like more content like that. It's just that I work a full-time job outside of this. So like the minute I'm done working at 5 out here on the West Coast is 7 Central, the game is on. So it's like immediately into that, and I just don't have time. So we could look into it. We could try it. And honestly, I'm down to add even more segments to the show too. I like doing the different segments and stuff, and maybe that's fan calls. I'm down to do that. So we will see. I'm a biological woman. Yes, I know. I know. I realized I said that weird, and I was like, it's too late. It's live. We could always voice in Discord. I know Discord we could do, but it's like weird to put Discord in StreamYard. That's the thing that's like weird. Me and Ashwin tried it in the very beginning. Maybe it's different now, but it's very weird. You should only drag them on stream if they have a clear cam. Nothing shady. I know. Or I'm gonna have to have my hand like right over the remove thing. But that's a sick hat. Thank you. I don't remember where this one's from. This is kind of an older one, I think. But unfortunately, it kind of makes me think of the Mavs for some reason. I think the Mavs have a very similar logo to this. I mean, logo. It's the same Timberwolves logo, but we'll see. Oh, you don't need StreamYard for Discord. No, you don't need StreamYard for Discord, but to get the audio in here, you have to like, there's some routing that you have to do, and it gets just a little funky. Maybe I'm wrong. I could be wrong. Exactly. I said this last year and you guys laughed at me, but I'm not trying to have that happen on stream. Like, that is not what I'm trying to do. I think you can mirror Discord on stream through. Yeah, but I don't want to. I mean, I could just share the screen or something like that. It's just weird. Otherwise, I have to route the audio through the things. Anyways, this is off the rails. It's weird, StreamYard and Discord. Yeah, it is. Because you have to then like change your audio channels in your computer and in StreamYard. And then you basically want to have your audio coming. It's just weird. So OBS is easy. And I've thought about changing to OBS because if it's mainly just me streaming, because Ashwin's been so busy with his game, I can, 1, stream at a higher bitrate, quality, everything. And 2, there's just a lot more customization that you can do. And there's even alerts. I'd love for you guys to get alerts when people subscribe or things like that. I want that to show up on screen, but StreamYard just doesn't have that. And I'd love to have like chat better on screen so that I don't have to highlight everything. There's a whole lot of things. Also, I'm reaching out to guys. I'm trying to gather a team for Wolves After Dark because I don't mind doing a lot of this stuff. There's certain things that I like doing more than others. Like I'm really bad at posting on social media. So I'm like reaching out to people trying to see if they want to do social media. There's this one person in particular that I've shared on stream. I would love it if they were interested in it. I just have no idea if they're interested. I love how they post online, and I think that that very much matches my vibe, but we'll see. I'm just not sure. But yes, we're definitely going to have some trial and error. Anyways, I think that's it for me tonight. I'm warm, and I think my dog has to go outside, so it's time. Me, well, hey, I'm looking, you, especially those of you who have been here for a long time, you're first on the list for anybody that wants to join and start to contribute in any way, because I would like this to be a thing. And you know, it's hard for me to do it all by myself. It's hard for me, even if Ashton's here, it's very difficult for us to both do things. So I want to have a bunch of people do things, and yeah, so appreciate you all. Great stream. Thank you. Great chat as always. Moon, how long is a long time? Like, I don't know, somebody that just like, because there's been people that have shown up for a year and then disappeared forever, you know? So like people that have been here multi seasons, or like that I recognize their name for a long time, they're people like, I think you kind of know, like, you know, I'm not saying you have to be here for like 5 years or something like that. I'm just saying like there's a lot of people that are like one and done, you know. We've had people that have just been very passionate for like 3 months and then they just completely disappear. So I want somebody that like I know wouldn't disappear, mainly because it's a work, it's job, and it's a job, and I don't, you know, the problem is that I don't have a lot of money to pay people right now. I don't even pay myself right now, but eventually. But if we got all those things working, we could maybe start paying all of ourselves, and that would be kind of fun. So, assistant butterfly. Anyways, 52 wins, still possible. We keep winning. We're going to make it even more likely. Intro as the outro. Thank you guys for tuning in on a jazz night. I will see you guys Friday night after Portland loses in Minnesota.
I believe that the Minnesota Timberwolves are going to win the World Championship.
Edwards.